Hello, hello, hello.
Well, hello. How's everybody this evening?
How are you today, Connie?
I'm doing amazing. I think it's summertime.
It is 62 here.
It's 85 here. I tell you what, here pretty soon I'll be able to go live at the beach. Of course, I don't know if anybody will be able to hear me with the whoosh, whoosh. But anyway,
Right.
That clashing of waves. Right. Hello, Donna. No,
Hello,
don't
Donna.
you worry one bit about that. That was an important conversation, and we are going to finish it. How is your day, other than your mouse needs a new treadmill?
Yeah. I went upstairs and it's like my mouse died. Well, did you feed it cheese? Anyway.
No, it needs a new wheel.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Thank goodness I have a Bluetooth mouse that goes with my laptop.
You have a cordless mouse?
Yeah.
I'm just teasing you. I was getting ready. No tail mouse. Look, there's a no tail mouse.
Yeah. But it matches my laptop. It's pink.
Oh, so you're politically correct.
Yeah, everything has to match.
That's right. That's right. And it's got to have bling, and it's got to call out to the elements.
Yes, it does.
I'm telling you, I understand it all. I understand it all.
Yep.
Well, guys, I don't know if you've noticed, but I got my hair done.
It looks nice.
And I am so happy with my red that I don't know what to say. Because my redhead totally went fishing or faded out or whatever you want to call it. It just kind of took the next plane out of here. So I was on a lot of gray and a lot of blonde. Thank you, Donna. And a lot of gray and a lot of blonde. So
no, let's not talk about the gray.
The gray. Let's talk about the grays. Okay. I gotta say this just real fast. This was kind of sway off the subject, but have you seen Resident Alien?
I don't think so.
Well, don't. It's the dumbest thing I have ever seen in my life. It's like I was sitting there watching it with Clyde going, is that guy going with the chicken? I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. You just eat worms.
I don't know. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. Was very good. It was relaxing.
Great.
I watched a lot of TV. Although yesterday, now I want everybody who's listening to answer this question for me because I'm taking a poll. Have you been getting up in the morning feeling hungover? Now, I don't mean feeling hungover just because I know what that feeling is like. If you've never drank, you don't know that feeling. But without even drinking, you get up and you're kind of spinny in the head, like you've gotten off a roller coaster, and you're just kind of lethargic and slow moving, just like you are. Has anyone else felt that? Because not this morning. Well, see, there you go. Everyone's feeling that. Now you tell me why we're feeling that.
What's in the air?
What's in the air? Exactly. That's a conspiracy theory, I'm sure. But I talk to people. I was talking to my daughter, and she doesn't even believe in conspiracy theory. And she said, I got up this morning and I swear I felt like I drank a whole bottle of wine and I didn't even have one drink. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very sluggish, very slow.
Very, 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 and kind of spinny, kind of that, like you get off a roller coaster feeling. Is anyone else feeling that other than me and Linda? Good. Now, isn't that a nice surprise, Royal Apple? So go ahead. Sorry, I didn't want to.
Oh no, I was just going to say, with that, doing that to me, what I've learned to do is I lay in bed for about 5 or 10 minutes before I get up, and it's not as dizzy and sluggish. I mean, it's still like I tread myself from the bed to the couch. Gotta make the coffee.
Right. Remember that. Gotta make the time to make the donuts. Yep. Look at her. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, I was giggling with Linda about this, right? And I said, Linda goes like this. You've got your greeter. Royal Apple's amazing. She's a greeter. She loves everyone. She says hello to everybody that comes in. She's a greeter. She's amazing. Then you got to have your middle of your balancer, and that's where we went with KMM. She's not afraid to throw your butt out, but then oh, there goes the tea kettle. Hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Hello. And then you get the middle of the person who's not afraid to throw anybody out, but then she's a greeter also. Greet. And then we got our bouncer that is no nonsense and will not put up with anything. No shenanigans.
Right.
And I thought, we are perfectly balanced now. Yep. Look, I'm the greeter. I'll give you free food. You know what? That's not even funny because it's true.
And as we're talking about drinking, I'm being bad and I'm drinking Pepsi tonight.
You are? That's okay.
Yeah, I should be drinking water, but.
Okay, so I got to tell you, I have this new app on my phone and it's called something Bite. Something, let me see what it's called. I don't even know what it's called. Something Bite. And what it's supposed to do is encourage you to eat a well-balanced meal, right? And right. I'm going to find out what it's called here because I'm going to make really big fun of it here in a minute.
It's your raccoon.
It's called Bite Pal, right? And Cutie is my raccoon, and everything you eat, you take a picture of it. She never says anything negative, but if she doesn't like it, she'll go, okay, you can try just a little better next time. Well, okay.
She would be in the corner doing flips if I used that app and be like, what are you doing, Linda? What are you doing?
Well, and the funny thing is you take pictures and sometimes she gets it wrong. I took a picture of did you make your Hard Rock candy, by the way?
Not yet.
Okay. I took a picture of my Hard Rock candy and she goes, Turkish Delight. That's just full of sugar. And I thought, Turkish Delight? I don't think that's what this is. Maybe it's called something different, and went on. And then I had to look it up. It's not. Turkish Delight is kind of a gummy thing. Yeah, so Cutie got it wrong. I think I should get a couple extra points because she's wrong.
I think so.
There you go.
No, I have been eating very bad and very unhealthy lately, and I got to get back on the health train.
I was talking with Donna the other day, and once we become I think we're at senior citizens, aren't we? Denny says we are.
I definitely
Okay. And she said, you can have candy and cakes and cookies and all that stuff if you're a senior citizen. So I'm a senior citizen now, and I can have candy and cookies. Well,
yeah. And hey, Norm.
Hey, Norm, you are so welcome for the hat. You look so handsome in that hat. You look so handsome. I hope everybody has got their idea for what. I mean, we haven't gotten any guesses as
We
far
haven't
as.
gotten any guesses about what March 15th is.
No, I mean, tell them while I wear it.
It's big. It's big. It's big. All you have to do is give us a guess, and you can win a hat.
Royal Apple, do it. You already cut your hair off. Do it. You know what? It's fun. And my motto is it's hair. It'll grow back, right? And if it's red, it'll eventually wash out.
Right.
So, there you go.
Oh, it's the apocalypse.
Well, it might be.
It may be.
You
It may
know,
be, but that's not
be.
special for us. No, it's a special day.
It
And
is a special day.
we're working on doing some amazing stuff. It's a Saturday, and we are going to be on that night. I know it's a Saturday, and I know people do family things on weekends and stuff. But because it's such a special day for us, we are coming on.
Right? And we're going to come on our normal time at 6:30.
7:30 Eastern.
Right?
I'm
What is it? And then it's 4:30 Pacific time.
4:30 Mountain Time and Pacific. No, it would be
It would be
5:30. 5:30 Mountain Time.
Yeah, 5:30 Mountain Time, 4:30 Pacific time. So it'd be 4:30 Royal Apple's time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 8:45 here.
Yeah, and it's 6:45 here. Oh, am I right here? Yeah. No, it's only 7:45 your time.
I said 7:45.
Oh, I thought you said 8:45. I'm like, no.
Maybe I
That
did.
clock didn't change, right?
It's possible I did, but I knew it was 7:45. And if I said 8:45, sorry. Just chalk
Okay.
it up to, all this warmth and actually, I'm really not that tired, but it's we had here in Michigan when you hit 60 degrees, it's like put on the shorts and go to the beach.
Oh, I'll bet.
Yeah.
I'll bet.
And when we get in the 80s and 90s, it's like heaven.
Well, we're going to be there before you, I think, this year.
I think you already are.
Yeah, it's hot. It's all right. You know what? No complaints. No complaints. I'm not complaining.
So
I've got some, you know what they say? Just hang around. If you don't like it, hang around. It'll change.
I have a husky dog too.
She does.
A very stupid husky dog.
Don't say that. She's just strong-willed.
Yeah, okay.
So I got something to tell everybody really quick, and then I'm sure that there's a few other things that Linda would like to tell, but I want to start off with this ship crash that happened this morning. Okay. Now, everyone knows, or anyone that's close to the water, Linda someday will know because I'm going to take her right over to show her. But
I'm close to the water.
Okay, so do you see these oil tankers?
Not that close, but yes, I have.
Okay, oil tankers are huge. They're huge. I mean, you just can't make this up. They're
Ginormous.
huge. And we had one docked in Yorkshire, right? And a Portugal ship crashed, cargo ship crashed right into it this morning, and they were both ablaze. Okay. Now, what I want to tell you about this is either God will give you, if you watch closely, God will either give you a sign of what's going on, or the enemy will brag. And I got to tell you, I was sitting there and I thought, wow. And when I finish this up, you guys are going to be in awe. All right. So they get on and they say, this is what's happened, yada, 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 yada. And the name of the Portugal ship was So Long. What? So long, United States. So long, oil. So long, what? But like I said, hashtag I can't make this up. And the ship's was, the name of it was So Long. And when you see the path of it, oil tanker cannot, you can't miss an oil tanker. I mean, you see it coming from miles away. This cargo ship saw it from, it had to, from miles away. And it headed directly to it. It didn't turn. It didn't even try to turn. It just went straight right into it.
Oh, you know what? Sorry for interrupting.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
bet the power went out.
I bet it was intentional. Oh, yeah, right. The power went out. They said that the last time. They didn't have that excuse this time.
I know.
You know what they're going to say? Well, nobody was driving yet. They went to take their 15-minute break. Well, it was sure cruising pretty straight for one that, oh, is there an echo? I'm sorry. I'm probably a little loud. That might be it.
Who has the echo?
It's probably me. It's probably me. Because I am kind of loud. I get a little loud. And then it echoes, I'm sure. But let me see what I can do to change that.
It's nice to see wrenches in the chat now.
It is very nice. Tell me if that's better. Royal Apple, is that better? She's like, now we can't hear you at all. Okay, well, maybe that's a good thing.
No. No.
How do you fix this? Close one window. Oh, you know what? I know exactly where it's coming from. So, okay. Is that better? Oh, you know what? I can hear it now.
You're blurry too.
I'm telling you, you can't make this up. You can't make this up.
No, and I had technical difficulties getting on. My mouse died.
The enemy is after me here, guys, because I pointed that out to you. I'm telling you, it's the truth. You just can't make this up.
No.
Okay. My second tidbit of news, whether anybody saw it or not, was on Sunday. There was another plane crash. And this time, the plane, okay, I'm questioning all this. Of course, I'm not a pilot and don't know anything about aviation, but it took off from the airport in PA, and it was only up in the air for a second, and then it crashed in Lancaster in we always called it an old folks home, but it's a nursing home.
Assisted living now, I think.
Yeah. And it was in the parking lot. And I don't, were the pilots killed or were they not? I'm not really sure.
Was it like a personal plane?
Yeah, and they said that the reason it went down, it went up and then it made a left and then it turned around and just did a straight dive right into the parking lot. And they said it was because a door opened up.
It's possible.
Well, I would think if a door opened up, would suck you out.
Mm,
Maybe it sucked out the pilot.
no, on those little personal planes, that can happen.
Awesome.
And I only know that because my ex's cousin has a plane.
Wow, you're fancy.
Mm.
Your ex is fancy. So anyway, that's what they're
Cousin.
saying, but I think we're going to hear more about that one before it's all said and done. I think
Sorry,
there's more to that.
there's something stuck between my tooth. Yeah, we probably will hear more about that.
I'm waiting for the we are not flying anymore for a while. I'm waiting for that to come down. We're going to halt all air flights for a little while to find out what's going on.
Well, that's great. Just when I'm planning a trip to Vegas.
That's it. That's not for a while yet. They'll just do it for right now for a little while. I don't know. But there's sure been a lot of them. And they said there's not any more now than there has been last year. I have to disagree with that.
That's questionable.
Yeah,
It's
it
very
is.
questionable.
It's very questionable because I just don't think that's true. I think there's been a lot more plane crashes. Oh,
Yeah,
I know, Royal Apple. You know, you better be watching out if you're flying over there to where you're going.
right.
You know, really watch out because there's all kinds of crazy. Europe is insane right now. They're all fighting with each other, and everybody's fighting, and everybody's up in arms, and everybody's. It's insane over there right now. But from what I understand today, Trump is made a deal, or Zelensky's coming in, and he's getting ready to make a deal, and so that might calm a little bit of that down. And if he can throw a little cold water on Putin and calm down a little bit, you know,
Yeah,
um,
hopefully.
you know, I think he's one of those people that once he gets fired up, he's fired up and ready to go. And I don't know if you can slow that engine down, but um, he needs to. It's time. You did your thing. Yes, I'm with you, Royal Apple. I think there's a lot of people that are screaming. They're screaming World War III, it's going to
Yep.
happen. World War III, it's going to
Yep.
happen. I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, I do know that the Bible speaks that we will go through World War III before the second coming of Jesus. Now that I know. And then it says, and then the last war will be fought with sticks and stones. But I don't think it's yet. You know how the Bible says, and when you think that it's almost time for me, it's not yet. So I just feel that way. I don't feel
Yeah.
like it's that time yet. I think that we've got a lot more to go through.
Yeah.
I think we're going to go through a little tough times. But I think it's going to get so much better and so amazing that people are going to be in shock.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Because I feel like dancing. Remember that song? I feel like dancing, dancing night away. I didn't feel like that the last 4 years.
No, I didn't either.
I'm sorry, guys.
Not at all.
I'm
Not at
sorry,
all.
guys. I wanted to say real quick another thing before I forget, because I always forget, and then I think I was going to say that. Did anybody in here, other than myself and probably Linda, did anyone else see the best little whorehouse in Texas? It was called the Chicken Ranch. Hello? How are you? How's your family? Excuse me.
Nobody.
Well,
Crickets.
I know, right? Well, Dom DeLuise plays a reporter. There's a far away echo sound. Well, we're just gonna have to play with that. But there's okay. Yes, the old movie. KMM, I was starting to worry about you. I wondered where you were at.
Hi, KMM.
So in the movie Bethel Whorehouse in Texas, Dom DeLuise plays that reporter, right? And then there's that mayor. And you guys remember when he was going, ooh, I like to do a little sidestep. Now you see me, now you don't. I've come and gone. I was watching the Democrats the other day, and that song came to my mind, and I thought, man, is that not fitting? Is that not fitting?
Oh, yeah.
I had to go back and rewatch it.
Yep.
Because it's like,
let me know where you find it.
Well, you know what? It's on. Here, I'll show you just a little. I'll see if I can't find just a little short bit of it here so you guys can see it. You go ahead and talk while I find it.
Well, I told you guys I was going to. Okay. You guys I told you I was going to tap into the Gene Hackman death. Well, it seems to be that the FBI is really investigating, and when they were going through the house, they found an entryway, shall I say, behind a bookshelf, and it led to a tunnel. And the tunnel is massive long. Ha! Yeah, that's about it, Royal Apple. It's massive long, and it had different areas in it. And it had crates that you could tell were decades old down there, full of dust. Some of them disintegrated. It had small boxes. It had like handwritten journals. It had artifacts down there. It had tools down there that either were manufactured before the big manufacturings came in and put names on their products, or they're not of this world.
Wow.
Some of the materials that they found, no, don't know what it is.
Wow.
And there's hieroglyphics in one area, but there's also unknown of any known language written on the wall. Meaning as that it's not known what this language is. They've never seen it before.
So now they're putting stuff on the walls to make it look like aliens did it?
I don't know. I don't know. But they said that this tunnel looks like it is old. Old.
Oh, like, that was the tunnel they found. I thought you said they found it in his house.
No, the tunnel.
Oh.
The tunnel. And he had a lot of old artifacts, and he had a lot of ancient furniture in his home. I guess he must have been a collector. See, that's just it. They're not saying what the tunnels were for. I mean, and obviously when he had the house built, he had to know it was there because it was hidden behind a panel.
Right.
So he had to know the tunnel was there because he had that house built. And I believe it's in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Right. And I'm real familiar with Santa Fe. In fact, my mama was born in the next town over, and she goes, "Oh, I know exactly where he lived at," and I'm like, "Well, howdy."
And it's
But it's out and away from everything.
yes, yeah, very, very secluded, backs up
Right.
to a forest,
Hmm.
backs up to a forest.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, the FBI are still investigating. I did see one report. I didn't see it anywhere else, but I did see one report um that there were 700 dead bodies down there. But I only saw that
Oh, in the tunnel.
in the tunnel.
Okay.
But the circumstances is what they were trying to lead up to believe, the way that it was worded about the deaths of him and his wife.
Hmm.
It was almost like maybe they took like a cyanide pill and yeah, off themselves.
Well, and then also in the news, they said that the wife had passed a week prior to him. Now,
Yes. Yes.
that's something that's a little iffy there too. I don't know.
And when it first came out though, they were saying, "Oh, they passed within hours of each other." Now all of a
Right.
sudden it's, you know, and they went into the house, I believe it was February 26th, and they're saying that they'd been dead since at least the 17th.
Okay, well, and here's my other question there. They're not saying anything about the dog.
Yeah, the dog was dead too.
Yeah, but how long had the dog been dead? How long has it been since the dog died? When did the dog die? What did the dog die of? I mean, there's a lot of questions there that I'd
But
like.
there's no signs of any gases or anything.
Okay, but the dog had went to the vet so many days before, right? For some kind of procedure or something.
Well, and here's the other thing is they said they had two dogs. But they said one was dead, but they
Well,
didn't say anything about the other dog.
I didn't know that either.
Right, right.
And where was the other dog?
They don't know. They didn't say, I should say. It's not they don't know. They didn't say. They said that they had two animals, two dogs, and one was found dead.
I guess the other one's ran off.
Here's my thing too. Oh, now it's three dogs.
Yeah, and the one was in a kennel. Now I know the one was in a kennel because it had went to the vet the week prior.
Yes.
For some kind of something, some procedure.
But here's the thing, okay? If his wife was supposedly dead for a week, would he have just left her on the floor laying there with blood on her head from hitting her head? Supposedly.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Would he just leave her there?
Allegedly.
Who would do that? Who would do that? They
Well,
had to die within hours of each other or minutes of each other.
right.
So, and there's no sign of foul play on his part. It's like he just fell and died.
So the other two dogs were found outside running around. No one fed them or anything. They were just running around. Because obviously nobody fed them because they would have went into the house and found them if they had gotten fed, right?
Right. But see, and this also baffles my mind is that they had the top of the line, like the best of the best. They vetted basically the housekeeper and the gardener, and they had world-renowned horticulture taking care of their garden. So where was the housekeeper for 10? Hi, where's mine? Where was the housekeeper for these 9-10 days or 2 weeks?
See, I don't understand that either. That doesn't make any sense.
And it was supposedly one of the gardeners or a worker that saw the door was open.
So nobody checked
and went in and found him dead.
Yeah, nobody checked on them for 14 days.
And the daughters, Hackman's daughters, hadn't been in contact with him for several months. But now
And
they're
he was-
saying how sad that, blah blah blah, their dad passed away, blah 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 blah.
wow. Wow.
So now what?
There's a lot of holes in all of that. And the other one, you're talking about Gene Hackman. Did you hear about the Menendez brothers?
No.
Okay, the Menendez brothers, they're not going to give the Menendez brothers a retrial or resentencing until they fess up to that they killed their parents in cold blood.
Well, they did kill their parents.
Well, they did basically say they shot their parents. They said they did.
Right.
But here's the thing. They left the essay out the second time it was out. It went into the first trial that was a hung jury. But the second time they left it out. Because they said that they wanted to the judge wanted a re-election or something. The Menendez brothers are in California, by the way.
Yeah.
They unalived their parents. And Mr. Menendez, Papa Menendez, supposedly was essaying these brothers for years from the time they were 6 years old.
Right.
And what they said was they were afraid they were afraid for their lives.
Yeah.
They said, why did you unalive? Well, Dawn, I think there was a lot of tragedy there. I think that the father was very abusive, and he wasn't only abusive to the boys. He was abusive to her.
Yes.
If you watch the story, the documentary, I'm afraid I'd have to tell you that I wouldn't unalive him, but I think that I would have left him and taken my boys and gone. I wouldn't have stayed with them, but she stayed because of the money, and she could do whatever she wanted to. And he made fun of her, saying how fat she was and how she was this and she was worthless and she was, and I'm like, excuse me for a second, I'm shutting this door.
In answer to your question about the daughters, why they didn't have any contact, because it said that in the later years, his wife took control over who could come visit him, when they could come visit him. She was a very controlling person and took control over all aspects of his life, is what they said.
Yes, that's the one, Royal Apple. And they're trying to get a resentencing because, okay, here's my thing. Let's walk down this path together here, right? We have Gypsy Rose. Okay? We have Gypsy Rose who they said coerced a special needs person into unaliving her mother. Okay. But when you start doing a dive into this, Nick says, and it's very sad, Nick says through the whole time that he's doing his confession or whatever, he's talking in the interview, the lady says, did you stab her? And he said, yes, 4 times. And he repeats it all the way through each time, 4 times. And then in one part of the interview, he says, well, so-and-so, and it wasn't Ken, but it was the first guy that she was with's name. And she said, well, he's not going to be very happy about this. Well, why did you bring him up? Was he not there? Okay, here's my other question. There was tire prints speeding off out of the driveway or down the road or whatever. Okay. They didn't bring that up. And then there were cigarette butts thrown all over, and everybody knows that Gypsy Rose's mother didn't smoke.
Right.
They were all over everywhere outside. I think there's a lot of holes in that case also, but going back to where I'm going with the Menendez brothers, kind of jumped off there. Gypsy Rose, Gypsy's mother was stabbed 17 times.
She was an accomplice, let's face it.
She was stabbed 17 times. Nick says he did 4 times. 4 times. Now, I don't know what you know about people with autism, but
they can't lie.
They can't lie because they don't know. They don't have that deception in them. So where did the other 13 stab things come from? All right. Now, secondly, I think Gypsy unalived her mother. And I think that she was already unalived when Nick got there. And I think that she put it on Nick. But the point that I'm trying to drive home is Gypsy did 7 years. Right. 7 years, and she's out on the street now, and she has a baby of her own now, and whatever.
Right. Oh, did she have the baby?
Well, they say that somebody says that some people say she has a baby. Some people says that it's AI. I don't know, but I see her with baby, and that's neither here nor there. That's kind of a scary thought if she does, because I don't think she's real stable. But she's out. The Menendez brothers have done what, 35 years?
Yeah. That's a life sentence. Whether people know it or not, life is like 25 to 35 years. That's what life is. Unless it's natural life, or unless it's life without parole.
I think that's what they got, wasn't it? Life without parole.
I think they did, but they never let them talk about the abuse.
No.
So when that all came out, that's how it came about for them to get a new trial.
Well, okay, so you got that going on, right? And now, who has reared their ugly head on TikTok, who is now a legal
advocate.
Yeah, she's a legal advocate now, and she's going to help you.
Everybody's favorite.
Yep, Casey Anthony. Unbelievable. This is what I'm saying. This is what's really, really sad. Our world has done a complete 90-degree change from here, love your neighbor. If you got somebody evil next to you, go do time or whatever, be punished, whatever. But now it's let's put the ones that have done crazy stuff like that up on a pedestal.
Right.
I mean,
it seems like the ones that are not remorseful at all are the ones that are getting out on a, hop, skip, and a jump.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, these guys have been upstanding prisoners. They've started community centers in the prisons. They've turned to God. They have Bible studies.
And you know what? God is everywhere, and God performs and does healing miracles every day. Who am I to question their faith? But I've never heard Gypsy Rose ever say she's religious or even mention the name of God. And I've never heard Casey Anthony either.
No.
So
No.
It is very wrong. Um, I don't know. I just think that what do they say? It's a little fishy and where? Seattle? I don't know what I don't remember that phrase. It was something like that. You know, I mean, I
Yeah.
guess what I want to say is Nick should not be the only one doing a lot of time. That's
Right.
all I've got to say. And whether she did more to her mom or she didn't. Okay, so if I go steal a piece of candy with my friend and I tell my friend, hey, I'm stealing this piece of candy, don't tell anybody, doesn't that make that friend of mine just as guilty because she's part of it? She's
Right.
part of it. And I think she's just as guilty because she orchestrated the whole thing, told him what to do, bought the knife, I got
Yeah.
rid of, did
She
everything
set him up for,
for the fall.
I don't, yeah.
Yeah. And you know, Casey Anthony, let's be honest here, guys. I've thought about this and I've thought about it and I've thought about it and I prayed about it. And I finally came up with the answer on that. And you know what the answer of that was? Casey Anthony was young and she was still in her party times and she was having a good time. And she used that chloroform as a babysitter. And oops, something went wrong. That's exactly what happened.
That's what I think too.
And
Either that or else somebody did something sinister and put her like in the back seat of the car. Like when she had her chloroformed in the back seat of the car.
uh-huh.
She was at a party
Mm-hmm.
and somebody went out there and did something sinister. And when she came out, she was dead. So one of those two things.
Well, and so like I said, I still believe the chloroform was the babysitter.
Oh yeah.
So should she be walking today? Should she be out here giving legal advice? I wouldn't take legal advice from her.
Only she could give legal advice on how to get off.
Well, okay, wait a minute. Let me backtrack here. I might take legal advice from her if she had turned her life around and she had found God and she was
Yes.
living in the path. Okay, then maybe I would. But she would have to still come out with, you know what, this is what I did.
Right.
This is what I did. I don't want to hear how she didn't do it because
Right.
I believe she did it. And everyone else does too.
Right. Yep.
And now she wants to be your assistant advocate.
Yep.
That's kind of a scary thought.
That is. But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe she went to school or something.
Well, how old would she be now?
Well, that was in the 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah, so she would be.
She's got to be in her 30s, 40s.
Like in her 40s. But what she said was she's doing this legal advocate. She wants to be a legal advocate for her daughter. That's why she's doing this. Yes. Yes, her baby could be in her 30s. Yep. Very well. I don't know, guys. It breaks my heart because I know people and have seen people and have listened to people that have done their time and they have walked the path and they've done it all and they've seen and everything else. And from what I understand, Casey Anthony was doing the jig with her attorney and then somehow that got out and I don't know what happened there. But
I lost my camera now.
no, we see you.
I don't see anything on my screen.
Oh, well, we see you. Don't be doing anything crazy because we can see you. Let me see here.
Okay, so her daughter disappeared in 2008.
2008. How old is she?
She was 22.
So 2008,
So
that's
she's in her late 30s.
She was 22. That was 2008. That was doing the math here, 17 years ago. Yeah, she's in her late 30s.
Yeah.
So her daughter would be probably, yeah, she'd be graduating from high school.
Holy bejesus, this is driving me crazy.
Because you can't see us?
Yes.
Hey guys, let's do this to her now. She can't see us.
I know what you're doing, Connie.
I can see you. I can feel it.
I know what you're doing. This is really messed
Yeah,
up.
she would be 18. That's right. She'd be 18.
Yeah.
That's sad. That is so sad. Well, and you know what, Linda? It's almost that time anyway. So the camera's like, "Are you? Well, I'm just gonna shut off, and that's gonna be that."
Well, it's not the camera; it's the screen that shut off.
Well,
and I don't get it.
Oh, that's weird.
All right, I'm going to say goodbye because I'm going to move this, and whenever you sign off, you sign off. So you might see my head bobbing because I'm going to mess with the computer. I have no way of shutting anything down. I can't see anything. Oh boy, somebody's not on my side. First the mouse, now the screen.
I'm telling you, our enemy's working with us tonight. He's working against us. It's okay because you know what? Good always wins. Good always wins.
Love you all. Hopefully, let me see. Does this mute my mic? Did my mic mute?
No.
It's not muting. Holy cow. Okay, guys, have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, and I'm going to hang out for a minute.
I'm
going to hang out for a minute. Don't go anywhere, guys. I'm going to hang out for a minute. So, I mean, I want to hear y'all's thoughts on what you think about Casey Anthony and Gypsy Rose. I don't know. Gypsy Rose is another story. I just can't even go there. Y'all are ready to look at. Y'all are ready to run. And Linda's over here balling over everywhere. All right, guys. Don't forget, okay? Don't forget. I need you guys to put in your answers at pattyconnie@gmail.com so that I know what your guess is. Because we want to give another one of these hats away. I think we all need to rock this fancy hat. It reminds me of my disco days. Yep, I'm old enough for that kind of stuff. In today's times, it seems all the ugly stuff is made, looks like gold, and the truth is, and you know what? It's true. It's true. Speaking of, KMM, I hope you got your hat. I was kind of curious. I know Norm got his because I got a picture and he looks so handsome. He looks so handsome.
All right, guys, I'm shutting down the computer. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Good night, Linda.
Good night.
Oh, good. You got it. Are you rocking it? Oh, Norm, disco. That's what they used to say. Disco sucked, but their clothes were really nice. I don't know if you've ever heard. Oh, I know what I was going to do. Okay, y'all, this is what I wanted to do. This reminds me. Okay, this reminds me. This reminds me of our Democratic Party. Okay, so I want you guys to hear it, and then I will sign off.
Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency, the Governor of Texas.
My friends, I want to thank you for that sincere and heartwarming ovation.
No questions, please.
Governor, what do you think of the crisis in the Middle East?
I was saying just this morning at the weekly prayer breakfast in this historic capital that it behooves both the Jews and the Arabs to settle their differences in a Christian manner.
Governor, we got Have you seen the evidence of the disgraceful situation at the chicken ranch?
And bribes. Melvin, I'm sorry. Enough of this pussyfooting, Governor. What do you intend to do about Miss Mona and the chicken range?
So there you go. You know, when you say spirit talks to you, well, when I watch the Democrats and they're getting all mad about us going in to find out where Elon Musk is going in to see where our money is being spent, and auditing, which should have been done years ago, and all the things that's going on right now. I was sitting there listening to him complain, and that song was playing, and I thought, I gotta share that because you know what, if that wasn't the most perfect thing, I'm telling you, that's what it's all about. Do a little sidestep. All right, y'all, I love you. I'm saying good night. We'll see you tomorrow at 6:30, same time, same place. I told my mother that today. I said, I'll see you on Thursday, same time, same place, monkey face. And she goes, I remember you used to say that when you were a kid. It's all right. It's all right. So I'm saying good night. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll have Clyde with us. And Saturday we have a surprise for you, but we're not going to tell you what it is. I think we already told you, but it's all right. All right, guys, love you. Have an awesome evening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night.